Hello everybody, how is all doing? I hope you're all well. What a week it's been. I'm Melly.
I'm Gary.
You're about to get another crack. Here we go. Well, I can't even put the title, to be fair, Gary. Let's start with the fixtures that have just been. And I just want to say unlucky to Dobie. I don't know if you're watching or not, Dobie. We've got the darts on in the background here. We're unlucky, mate. But like I said to Gallon, you know, like to experience what you experienced, it'll make you strong in the future. And I'm sure, positive, there's a world championship in you in the next couple of years, definitely. So well done for getting as far as you did, mate. You did really well.
Aye, well done, mate. Great effort. Like you say, hopefully you can get them all the way the next time.
You will. It was so close on a few occasions. I mean, that looked little as absolutely smashing it. He's like,
I think
he's like a robot, isn't he?
He doesn't like seem. It's because of his age. I think he doesn't feel the pressure.
No.
He's
well,
just
only
up
got
there.
a £10 board, isn't he?
Aye.
Like so, the rest of them will have mortgages, and you know, like money will kind of affect them in some way.
Aye.
Even if they think, oh, Chris, I'm gonna get 100 grand or 200 grand, you know, like. But him,
He's breath of fresh air,
He's got any kind of like.
Aye. He's gonna win it, I think.
I think he's gonna win it. Although that Humphries is really good, he's never lost in the last 18. And he whitewashed him last night.
110 average.
Aye. So it's going to be a cracking game. I think like Eddie Hearn's been on the day saying like the peaked at 2.3 million yesterday for that game across and
it's more than any Premier League games, that.
Aye. Like it's done like most sports, which is absolutely fantastic.
The night will be the same.
I'm thinking about taking Melvin to the football and getting him into darts because it sounds kind of interesting. You know, like just sitting in the pub having a few beers while your son practices. That's better than standing freezing cold in it on a Tuesday night.
It is.
Anyway, right, let's crack on here. So we have got the results from the weekend, from the last game, week 20. Where we're starting at?
So I think it was Saturday. The 30th. Does that sound about right? Aye. Luton Chelsea.
Luton Chelsea. What was the score?
3-2 to Chelsea.
3-2 to Chelsea.
Aye, they went 3 goals up. And then, I mean, Luton played well. They had plenty of chances in the game. And then later on, Luton back 2 in. And then Chelsea, they hung on for the last sort of like 5. And then the additional time, like, it was kind of game, actually.
I can remember us watching it. Actually, I was in the pool with Nottingham, but they had Rangers and Celtic on at the same time. There was another good game. Rangers were 10 men, and it was 2-1, wasn't it?
2-1,
the
aye.
final score.
Aye. Cole Palmer scored a good goal. He was decent in that game, actually.
Aye, cool.
Aye.
He's been their best signing, hasn't he? He's like, with all them, you know, like they spent hundreds of millions of pounds and they've recruited from the Premier League, and that's what you should do, in my opinion. Stop going abroad and just going for Premier League proven players and bring them on, and you'll reap the rewards, because I think these foreigners, they're spoiling the Premier League. They're coming in, they're rolling out, they're looking for, you know, like look at Diego Jota. I mean, we'll get to it in a minute, but why are you not just going on and finishing that? He wants the penalty. It's not even a penalty in my, honestly. I can't understand how all these people have looked at that, and it's like, but anyway, we'll get to that. So, Chelsea. So we'll do the scores as we do these, because obviously you know that we do this the prediction chart. So Gary had predicted 2-1 to Luton, and I went 1s each. And
so we
didn't get out.
We didn't get out.
No.
Are you sure I didn't get 2-1, Chelsea?
So nil point, but we'll bring that up in a minute. Next game.
Villa at home to Burnley. Villa won 3-2. Burnley went down to 10 men in that game.
Early on, or?
Well, at the beginning of the second half. I don't know if you've seen. Did you see any of that or not? I don't know if anyone else did. It's literally he's on a yellow card already. They're getting. It was only 2-1 at the time. And Sanderberg, I think he used to be at Sheffield United or something. Now the centre midfielder. He's on a yellow, and then player gets past him, and he's pulled his shot like in the middle of the park.
Stupid, isn't it?
Like on the halfway line, and you just think to yourself like,
what you doing?
It's
supposed to be a professional.
Just let it. You've lost that one.
You've ultimately lost the game for your team, haven't you? Because the back's against the wall, your formation's got to change. So whatever the manager said is gone out the window. And now you've got to just defend like hell.
Shocking. I kind of think. I don't think Company will like be happy with what he's done there. Like, cause like you see, cost his team. Having said that, on the 70th minute, they actually equalised as well. So I mean, it's like you think like they could have maybe went on to win the game, or
If they had 11.
aye.
And let's be honest, Burnley need 11 men on the pitch every single game of this season. They need as much help as they can get. They can't be going to 10 men in the Premier League. They're struggling.
And there was another dodgy decision at the end of that game. It was Villa got a pen like in the 89th minute. Never ever a penalty. Proper throws a dive. Like you say, I don't know who's looking at these. Like they're going to VR and then they're getting like. It's as if they're scared to like. Yeah, now if the referees give it, I think they're scared to like say like, "Oh, you're wrong."
Apart from Michael Oliver from the very first game that it came out.
We've said that on the show before, haven't we?
I can't remember a referee being sent to that screen and saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong.
You almost, as soon as he get, like, or on the other side, the flip side of it, like, if it hasn't been given in the GAN to VAR, and then he gets to look at the monitor, you're almost celebrating because you think, there's no way he's going to stand his hand ground and say, nah, I don't agree with you.
Ultimately, he's the referee. He's made it to the top, right? He is made it to the top. These VAR, they've probably passed a couple of exams to be able to, like, pass judgment on a screen.
Some of them. So I think there is one referee in there, isn't there?
I don't know.
But I think there is, like, two that mix up, like...
The decision.
I think so.
Aye.
But I mean, I don't know what anyone else thinks, like, but I didn't think that was a pen either. It was absolutely, it was dead soft. It was dead soft. I think it was like a trailing leg sort of thing, and then he just chucks himself, but like
left his leg in.
Oh, like proper guns doing, like. Villa.
Actors on the majority of them are actors.
Aye, 3-2 Villa anyway, but I didn't like. From the looks of it, I think Burnley was hard done by, but I think the players like cost them there as well, like because
cost you 3 points. Really?
It didn't, because
you went 3-1, I went ones each, so you get a point instead of 3.
Oh no,
unlucky.
Crystal Palace 3, Brentford 1. Brentford just seem to be in like a bit of a free fall at the minute, haven't they?
You see, I took Brentford to
beat them,
like 3-1, and I went the other way. You went ones each.
Draw.
I don't think anybody would have predicted Palace to beat them 3-1.
3-1. No.
Jesus. They haven't been very good, I don't think. I mean, like, I'm saying they haven't been very good.
The two players...
They were lucky, weren't they, against, like, City?
That Lisi, he scored 2 with them.
United's supposed to be in for him.
And that is... Wait, that's what was said, didn't we? Like, you gone through, like, the teams and the... But because we spoke about him, didn't we? And I thought Chelsea was in for him, like, at the end of the transfer window, but I'm sure he got an injury or something. But that's what me and Eve spoke about quite a bit and said, like, they're the players that you should be buying.
Definitely.
Young English lads that's doing
Premier
it
League proven.
For likes of Palace and stuff. No disrespect to them. But, like, if Man United's coming in for you, like what we did with Zaha, you're coming in, you'd expect to get them, wouldn't you? I don't know how much you'd be looking at to get him, like, but I mean, he's definitely worth the risk, isn't he?
Him and Eze.
Aye, either them two. Aye. Two cracking players.
I mean, I think he's got a little bit of resemblance to Anthony Martial for me. Is that because of where he's playing or what? Or is it just that he's so good that he makes it look easy? I don't know. Like
I don't know.
I like him.
They pick the ball up deep, didn't they? Both of them. And the King just gone on these runs. And
that's what's missing today, I think, from like Premier League is the likes of Anthony Gordon and Almiron. People are calling Almiron, but he gets out players. And that's not what defenders want. You know, have you ever played defence yourself? I have a couple of times. And you didn't want somebody putting you
running at you,
running backwards. Whereas a lot of the wingers in the Premier League, like for Man United, especially the likes of Anthony, you know, he's a defender's dream because he knows that he's an inverted like winger, and he's going to come back, give it to Bruno to potentially put it in.
Very one-dimensional, isn't he? He's like United's coming up that left foot. We've said, haven't we? If he. Like in training, did you see the training videos? Anthony and then Ahmad.
Yeah,
and it takes him about like 2 seconds, and he's in, flick to the right, run the defender, boom, goal. Anthony takes him about 8 seconds, and he's gone onto his left, and he keeps going that way, then back and back and back, and you just.
I wouldn't have shared that video. I have shared it on purpose. We'll get to that because I've got a canny bit to say about Man United tonight. It's all hearsay, so to speak, but. It makes sense, like when you hear when you hear what I've got to say, it all kind of makes sense of how Manchester United's playing at the minute. So good result for
Crystal Palace.
Crystal
And
Palace.
why? Because he was under quite a bit of pressure, was it? Like, there was loads of... Did you say...
Roy will keep you up, will he?
Aye.
Roy's that kind of manager, isn't he? He'll keep you up. But he's never gonna. I don't think he's gonna. It's probably his last season, to be fair. And I don't want to disrespect him because he's getting on and he's doing a job for them. But he's the kind of manager that'll keep you up and maybe get you just in the top 10. But he's had a really good
they
season.
brought him in mid-season when they sacked Vieira, didn't they? After Roy had retired.
Aye.
So against the show, like, they're kind of like happy what he can do with them. In my eyes, do Crystal Palace think they're going to be any better than that ever? Probably not. They probably didn't invest enough money, or they haven't got enough investment. So they're probably happy getting the money in.
See, it's a different story, Gary, for like the little clubs and that. See,
they're happy just to be there, aren't they?
Aye, I'm sure I've said this before, but we were on the train with them Blackburn fans, and they were praying that this kid come good.
One kid.
So they could get 28 million for him, and then they would be able to buy like 10 players for that one player. So they bring the youth through, and it's like chalk and cheese, like with the top Premier League clubs. And these are quite near, really, in reality, all they are. They're a division below. Some of them are still in our division. Look at Brighton, with Dan Ashworth. His job was to bring the youngins through, get good money for them, and sell them on.
Southampton done it for years, didn't they?
For years, and that's the way forward for me. For all clubs, stop the, Man United,
the day
Arsenal,
at youth
Chelsea.
level, like, they're coming in and but what the doing is new is they're taking them before they get to that stage. So they're probably killing a lot of young people's careers for me, because they're not letting them progress through where they'll get a chance at Southampton, say now Walcott and stuff like that. When they were coming through the ranks, they'd get a 16, 17-year-old, and then they'd get that opportunity at Southampton. But if you're going to City, or you're going to Chelsea, or you're going to Man United, or anyone like that, you're stuck in the academy or the reserves, and then they push you into the 23s, and then you end up in the lower leagues. So you didn't get that. You didn't get that that chance. Where they would,
because there's that much money, depending on it. It's crippling the Premier League. It's absolutely, but not the Premier League, just football in general. Excuse me, football in general. If we went off the German way. Because some of their superstars are still earning 2 or 3 grand a week up until they're 22. They sign a contract with a 22, 23-year-old. So, and they'll get that money until then. But they'll be able to play football.
Aye.
Because you know what? Win, lose or draw. If we just change it on the team completely and stop bringing all these foreigners in who are diving. They've changed the game in Britain completely, haven't they? If you go back to even the 90s, right? Steve Bruce, Palace, that era kind of thing. It wasn't seen as much. There was a few, but they were brought in and they had to adapt to the Premier League. Not the Premier League adapt to them and their style. They had to adapt to the Premier League, which is how you ended up with hard nuts.
So do you think that, for me though, that's the officiating, isn't it?
It's the officiating, but it's also, I think, because they're a different breed over there, in Spain and Italy. It's that slow. They can afford to showboat. And they can afford to mess about and all that. Whereas in the Premier League, it's so fast. You haven't got time on the ball, man. Anthony's proved that. He's come over and he had flair and stuff out in
Holland.
And he can't do that now. They've sussed them out completely. But he's one of at least 100. The majority of them cannot adapt to the Premier League. Let us just keep it in house. Let the youth come through. Let it be. Who wins by having at least 4 or 5 youth players come through every year. Because the system is constantly moving. Under 18s, they'll move to reserves. Reserves will move to... If they're good enough, they're old enough. Rooney's a perfect example.
Of course he is.
Look, Littler on the dot, perfect example.
Aye.
He could have just been still playing in the
club. Just now, is it?
They went, no, you're good enough to come here, so come and play. He's getting on the stage, no nerves. What, everybody? If you're good enough, you're old enough. It's as simple as that for me. And I think if we changed it, and we changed the structure of the waging and everything, and everybody was kind of it would come down to who had the best youth system, who had the best scouts in the UK. Because if you're scouting at a young age and you're bringing them in, that's what it becomes. Who was the best at that? Do you know what I mean? But at the minute, it's who's got the most money, who's got the most, and I just didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like it. I mean, you've got young Dan Go at United, which we'll come to in a minute again. But I was speaking to his uncle last night, and he was saying that he's gone out on loan. And but like there's a bid on the table from
10.
Dortmund for him. Do you know what I mean? Like Dortmund can see his talent, but he needs game time. In a minute, he doesn't want to can, but like it will come to a point where he'll go, look, I'm not getting game time. I'm leaving. Les Neumann gone. Anthony Elanga, centre Forest.
He's got better stats than what our wingers have.
You know, like he was getting grief at United, but he pisses our wingers at the minute.
Swedish international.
Just mental, like and just Dan James.
And we said this on the phone last night.
Slaughtered, right? And he's 10 times the player Anthony is.
Well, we obviously
like,
spoke last night, and I said this to Billy, and I says, look, again, we've spent 400 million under Ten Hag, and we've gone backwards. We were actually much, much better to watch under Solskjaer. The players took them under the bus, and then he's come in, another manager, like, and it's you just hope that this time that these come in, and I think they will. These new owners are going to come in and they're going to put a proper structure in place, and they'll start doing things the right way, because like you cannot just keep doing this, can you? But we've definitely gone backwards.
Newcastle, that's what they've got at the minute. They've got structure. You know, like everybody expecting them to fly and take loads of loans in at the beginning of the transfer window. I don't even think they will. I think they'll bring 3 or 4 in. They're at the Champions League. Like they've got the FA Cup and the Premier League. If they can get all their players back fit, they've got a good reserve there. You know, like on the subs bench. So they don't need that much, but they're panicking. You know what I mean? And they're really panicking about this weekend.
All they might do it. All I can really see, Nuke, it would maybe be a loan, because you've got to think like.
FFP in the summer, innit?
And
the one.
Tonali, innit? Like, obviously, he was the big signing last season. Obviously, that went pear-shaped with what happened in Italy. But you've got to remember, he's to come back in, who's a mint player. Like, he's someone that can control the game. Like, he would have been ideal against Liverpool the other night, because he gets the ball, and he's not panicking like it was. But we'll get to that game anyway. So the next.
What was that score?
That was 3-1 to Palace. That's where it went. But then went on a.
We went 3-1 and you went 1 each to Brentford. I went 3-1 to Brentford, so 0-0.
And then Man City 2, Sheffield United 0.
That's a surprising result, isn't
it? I watched that game. And to be honest, I mean, they did. I mean, they had 82% possession.
How many shots did they have?
18. Not that many, really, is it? Because it was only 4 on target.
No, Liverpool had 18 in the first half the other day. Did you see that? You did?
Expected goals 7.5.
Crackers, isn't it?
But I expected more from City. I don't know. It is hard to play against teams like that, though. Like, if you look at, they've got 18% possession, so you can imagine what kind of game it was. It was like they're like sitting right back. I mean, to be fair, they did have a couple of opportunities where they broke. Like the young kid playing up front, and he was pretty quick. What was he called? He was not really.
Got on the lineups, because there was a player I watched for Sheffield United.
Him, Asula, and he was kind of like playing as a lone striker. But you know, when he broke, he was giving them a run for their money. Like, there was a couple of times he ran that Ake doing, and he had opportunities. They could have nicked one, to be honest. But they didn't probably expect to get out there.
I've never really heard of him, Mike. Is he like? Is he just
I hadn't.
Is he a young man?
Aye, he was a young lad.
Just get him in. He'll probably be all right. Who they're playing next? And I'll tell you, does it?
Sheffield United. Were they looking at a couple of loan signings yesterday or something?
Probably. They need it, because they need to, like, the bottom of the league, aren't they?
I'm sure they were looking at a couple of loans coming in Sheffield United. Aye, but they're struggling, like, aren't they?
You took 5-0 and I took 4-0, so we'll both
just a point each. Next was Wolves 3, Everton 0. Didn't see that coming. But I mean, Wolves have been playing well.
Wolves have been playing well. They know how to play football, don't they? I've always said that. You know, like, they'll give anybody a game when they turn up. But 3-0 against Everton, because Everton's had a bit of form lately and all. And apparently, they reckon there could be another charge coming to Everton.
Well, they reckon the likeliest of getting points deductions is Nottingham Forest and Everton again. There was no mention of Man City.
Like, it had to be Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest signed more than Elton Senior Force team, And
25
Bully
signs,
has
that's it.
signed. They went to take the team photo and we had to extend the building.
Aye.
Forest, if they didn't get done, I don't know how they didn't get, because they signed literally a whole new team.
And they didn't even have a sponsor on the shirt
Nah.
at the time, did they?
No.
You're thinking,
So,
what?
but you live by the sword.
Aye. But aye, good win for Wolves. They're on 28 points, you know.
Are they?
Aye, sitting
Did you
in.
know that Luton scored more than Man United?
Well, it doesn't surprise us.
Aye.
Do you know that?
Where's
Do you know that there's only Burnley and Sheffield United that haven't?
Scored more than United?
Aye. That's the only teams that haven't scored more than Man United. Like, I can't believe they're sitting in 8th.
Unbelievable, that.
Aye.
Honestly. But
That's only because we haven't got Wood Weghorst.
Comments, yeah.
Go on then, hit a few.
Should I?
Go aye, go on.
James Brown says they get 200
I feel
guaranteed.
it.
Yeah, 200k guaranteed for getting an eye. Gallon actually told us that yesterday. But if he wins, he gets 500k. Could be a millionaire within the month. Can you imagine that?
Oh, he will be.
Down into that. Like,
I didn't think the prize money that he gets off that will be his biggest earner this year.
No.
I think, like, commercially,
did you see?
they'll come and they'll hit him with like soft drinks, and also he's gonna be all over everything, because like kebab shops, pizza shops. Like,
Well, on the beach of Sentiment, I don't know if it's legit or not, but I seen something today. On the beach at Sentiment, what do you call it? Saying, do you want to be what kebab taster in Turkey? You can throw darts through the day and be the kebab taster at night time.
meant. Did you see what he wanted to do with his winnings? Take his mates to Blackpool or Alton Towers. If you take them to Florida at this rate.
Jesus. That's what, you know what it is though, you see his father sitting in the crowd there with his fake Manchester tracksuit on and that.
United fan? Did you see his tweet? You see his tweet
See,
from
United's tweet,
United?
though.
United.
But I still want Toby to win, like if he played him, like, you know, that's the only time I'd want the
You
George to
should.
beat the Monks. No, I'm saying if he did. If he was playing him, I would have wanted him to win.
Yeah.
Or not.
No,
Not even
definitely.
A couple of years later, will be a pound behind you, pal. Jesus, not after this Christmas, mate. I'll tell you that now for now. I went back to work today, just try and make some money for the weekend. Yeah. Hello, lads. Off Ferry. Stone Waller, he says the penalty has had 50 on it. He always takes a penalty in the games. He's lucky, you know. He's got proper hair.
Which game?
Feet. Ferry. The tune in Liverpool.
Oh, right.
Ray Dunn says there is a ref in there. Gary fought that, Ray. Graham Hickson, the amount of money involved with gambling can 1000% guarantee it's vetted to death. Worked for Bet365 for a bit, and it's ridiculous the regulations on football stuff. Oh, I can only imagine, mate. When there's money involved, it's bonkers, isn't it? Elise Masterclass says Laidler.
Oh, he's a men player.
Absolutely. Kai Simpson, the Scouser. It's easier for the refs so they don't get the blame. It takes it off their heads and puts it on VAR officials. Jota's wasn't a pen. It was too soft, but Liverpool broke a record during that game for the most expected goals in a game since 2010-11. There's no doubt about it. I messaged Smithy, who was there at the game, and I said, to be fair, mate, like the first half, your front three were absolutely shocking. I mean, who has that kind of expected goals and doesn't score one? It tells you everything. Salah was not hitting it. Nunez was being Nunez. And who was the other one they had? Jones.
No, Diaz.
Diaz.
Oh,
So really, you should have scored. You should have maybe scored 3 or 4. You didn't. Kept Newcastle in the game, and Newcastle came back, and I thought they could have nicked something. You know, like when it went to, was it 2s each or 3-2 at one point? 3-2.
3-1. Wasn't a
3-1, 3-2.
Right.
The disallowed Thingy's goal at the back post, which I didn't think was offside. It wasn't as much offside as Liverpool's was. That was given. I just think everything went in your favour that night. After scared to make a decision against you, because of like getting that one wrong decision against you, not taking the chance.
To be fair though, I mean, I don't know what anyone else thinks, but I thought Liverpool, that was probably the best performance I've seen from a team this season.
Who, Liverpool?
Aye, I think they
their
were
words
mint.
would never ever come out of my mouth.
They were mint. Like,
Never.
But we'll get to that game anyway, won't we? We'll get to that game, won't we? Right.
He's signed a new deal after Chelsea deal fell through. He's just echoed what you said, Gary. Layla.
What?
The lease deal fell through with Chelsea, so he signed a new contract. Craig Morrison, hello lads, is that Diallo kid going back to the Mackems on loan? You want to hope not, especially not before this weekend. No, he's not, mate. He's away out in the AFCON Cup.
Has he gone, like, has he?
Well, he's lined up for it.
Was he? I thought they were going to keep him because he wasn't, I don't know, like...
What?
Just because
Like
he wasn't just coming back, I didn't have...
No way I would loan him out.
No, he's ready, he's ready.
But they might, because of what's going on. Martin Gallen says, how we the tune? How we the tune, but he never went the other night. He had tickets, didn't go on. His picks and chooses. He's more of an armchair fan nowadays than I was. Graham Hicks says, money's crippling the world, never mind football money, mate. You're right, mate. It really is, but we're not getting into that because people will tune out. Lewis Miley says, Mark Layla, another fine example of young'uns coming through who are good enough. He came through and he's like, he looked a bit out of his depth the other night, I think, against Liverpool. I don't know if it was more nerves than out else, but he still played alright, considering his age. But he wasn't as good as he has been.
Wait, that's going to happen though, when that's all, like what I was going to get at. But we'll come to that game anyway, won't we?
Couple more before we go on. Your man, you're right, he's going to be minted, low, fair play to him. Aye, just sent him a message there asking if he's married. I'll not say that. He's seen that he's getting grief because his last is 21, he's 16. That's saying it was lower.
17 next week, man.
Yeah, nah. And you know, it's, but they needed something. The press have apparently been hounding his neighbours and everything
for
just looking
anything.
For a story. Aye.
Just
leave him. Press day, isn't it? You know, like, instead of just letting him play his darts and then when the tournament's finished.
See Gary Anderson and that come up though, and he's said in the press conference and he went, no, it's people like you that kill people like him. He mentioned another young'un that had come through again.
Josh, somebody wanted.
Josh,
it was the next best thing.
And he says, he's put him back 3 years because he's killed him as soon as he comes through. Again, just let the kid play darts, man. He's totally right.
Kai Simpson, it hasn't just been one wrong decision though. We've had two major mess-ups that we've been issued an actual public apology for from VAR. Tottenham and Arsenal games. Well, now but you're saying that, I don't know, like, he's on about the handball from Odegaard. That's what he's on about here. That they didn't get the penalty for that.
And how about, like,
he's off balance, isn't he? And he's like, the ball's gone down and... Look, if it was us, we want the penalty, wouldn't we? But we've 90 minutes
against
in the game.
Tottenham?
If you're reliant on a penalty, a decision, then you don't deserve to win the game, do you? If you're relying on that, you've got 90 other minutes to sort it out, to score a goal. Why are you relying on a decision for a penalty? Just play the game, score the goals, beat them and you win. It's as simple as that. But you're probably right, mate. I would be screaming for a penalty if that was us.
Because we were the same with Tottenham. We should have had a Stonewall penalty. We didn't get it. We got beat 2-0.
Change seasons, Gary, can it? Because like if we get that goal at Tottenham, right, well, Michael Oliver doesn't give it, and there's about 5 or 6 being given since, exactly the same, and they've been given, but he doesn't give it. If we get that decision and we win that game, it could have changed our season. We went on such a bad run after that. But you know, like,
we put it this way: the same refereed Man United against City, right? Which was Michael Oliver. He done the Tottenham game as well, right? So the Romero one was a Stonewall penalty, and then the one when it came in the box and McTominay is jumping up in a crowd of people and it hits off his hand, where it's nowhere near anyone else, and they start like looking for anywhere. What? And that one's given the same referee. Like it's just, but then he signs. Then Delors gets sent off, and then he seemed to get booked again the other day. Like fucking.
It's been loads since though.
Did you see that Morgan Gibbs White?
Aye.
The double challenge.
Aye.
He should have been off.
Aye, and then he goes and scores.
Aye.
But again, it was 90 minutes to bring you that. You know what I mean? We should be beating
the referee, and I think everyone's echoing it though. It's shocking. It's shocking.
Shocking at the minute. It's like. But that's part with VAR. They're all in one same basket. You know what I mean? Surely they can get this right.
It's no wonder that they're starting to bring others in though, because that last got brought in last weekend for a game. There was a black referee. He's been brought in. Keep them coming. Get these out. That Anthony Taylor, he shouldn't get. He's crap. Him.
Do you know what it is, Anthony Taylor? I'm sure he's been a fourth official canny bit lately. I haven't seen him ref.
I'm sure he went down to the. So he went to the championship and that as well, right?
He is. I mean, I'm saying he's rubbish. You know, like, he's pretty good. He is, like, but you can guarantee, the same as Oliver, they're making about themselves nearly every game. How can we make this about us?
Because there's
So
never
they send
any
somebody
comeback,
off,
is there?
or they give a penalty, a dubious penalty, or whatever. Instead of just refereeing the game and like letting the game, you've got VAR behind you who can be saying, no, that's just be totally honest.
They should make them come out after the game and stand in
I've said
front of the
that.
cameras.
I've said that
They
for
should
a
make
long
them
time.
come out, and then they should say, put them in front of the opposition manager and say, look, you've given a penalty for this, and they can
Why?
look at it, and then the ref, he stand there, and then he turn around and he can, how you give a penalty for that?
And then he's going to
And then
explain
he go,
himself.
wait,
Why
he
should
should,
they not have to do that?
wait, I don't know, because they're protected, aren't they?
Why though?
I don't know.
The managers aren't.
Exactly, the players aren't.
The players aren't. So
They're
that
hung
part
up
of the
to
game
dry.
should definitely be. I think
And
it
they
would
will, Piers.
It would change it, wouldn't it?
Oh,
It would
because
change it.
well, they
'Cause
maybe
there'll be
think
jury-
about it.
I know, maybe think about the decisions nan that they've got that coming up.
Or the maybe they can, oh wait, hold up. Like they can actually I'm gonna go and look at this myself. Without him telling us just stop the game and gonna
Stop the
go.
game, I need to have a look.
Like didn't wait on VR just can I'm not 100% sure now. Like I was gonna give a pen there.
But if you did
Like if
that-
the balls went out of play,
Aye.
say or he's went doing shot the other day, the balls went out of play and he just stopped and he can actually, I'm gonna go and take a look at this. It might have been a pin, but I don't know for certain if it was. So I'm gonna go and take a look. Or VR, can you help us? Was the contact like there's no tag? You should be able to hear the same as rugby though.
Oh, I go this. Great done. Gaz is a scouser. Craig Morrison. Why is the yellow getting a game at Manchester Reds? I seen him at the Mackhams and think he's better than Anthony. Same mate, 100%.
Definitely.
Not getting the game he meant to say. Peter, Melly wears the subtitles. Love it trying to sort out your two's accents. Peter, I think it's only on Facebook, mate. We didn't see them on here. I think it's only on
FCB.
on the FCB, aye. Lee Small. Shout out to Tom 01. I've never lived that, I remember doing it, what do you call it? Can you remember when for Claire Whelan's, Claire's Chance?
Yeah.
What do you call it? And the messages were coming through. And somebody asked for something and I went, oh, wait a minute, Tom 01. Because he had messages on my phone. So I get grief for that. I was telling him, actually call him that new as well. Tommy Broughton, alright chaps, the whole system is a farce, simple as that. Alright Tom, Happy New Year mate. Hope everybody's had a good one.
Hi, Happy New Year, Tom.
Are you not spoken?
Haven't seen him now.
Hey, away man, that's what it's for man. Family getting together. Sneaks, if a referee supports a team in the Premier then they shouldn't be allowed to referee in that league. Probably aye. Sounds about right like, but...
There should be summit.
There's never been a problem until Newcastle started becoming successful-ish, isn't it?
It is.
Because he was always like...
It was that right when it was Howard Webb.
Like his refereeing, like, he used to... It didn't matter because Newcastle were always doing the bottom, knew they were at the top, he's getting grief. And he's constantly getting at him.
Nah,
I think, look, I've said it last
shit.
year. He was mint. He was the best referee in the world, in my opinion.
Who?
Oliver.
Oh, right,
He
sorry.
was. I just think, I don't know what's happened in his life or what. Whether he's
He
got
got caught,
United or
You
whatever.
got caught booking someone.
Did he? I don't know. That's CSA. Yeah, Peter ref interviewed after the games. Used to happen here in Germany, but they stopped it here too. Peter must be living in Germany, is he?
He's been there years.
Has he?
Aye. Peter.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm on Facebook, no subtitles. Champion. So it's working because I'm actually broadcasting to our Talk and Turf group as well. So remember, if you can, give that page a like on Facebook and also go on here and click subscribe, hit the bell button and it'll notify you when we go live. It all helps if you can get on there and subscribe to it. It'd be absolutely fantastic. What we're going to do is, we've been going for 35 minutes, so I'm going to hit the break, then we're going to talk about the second half of the fixtures, the results, and then the fixtures that's coming up.
I was just skipping the Man U game.
We'll skip the Man U game. I did on there, look. I haven't rewrite it. So we're going to play out with, we'll do the ads, and I'll keep it on loop, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes, have a toilet break and stuff. So stay tuned, go and grab a cuppa, a drink, whatever. We've got how long? We've got an hour till the darts final starts as well, so stick with
Play
it.
it again.
Stick with the crack and get your messages in. Cheers.
These carpets and beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. You can find us at 63 Station Road in Ashington, Northumberland, just over the station bridge near the council offices. Email sales@melliesbedsandcarpets.co.uk or call 01670 632216. We're also on Facebook. The best quality around at the cheapest prices. JB Glazing and Joinery Limited from Ashington and Northumberland, with serving all the surrounding areas, covering all aspects of double glazing, warm roofs and joinery. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777, or you can find them on Trustpilot, where you'll find JB Glazing and Joinery with 5-star reviews. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Service, who specialise in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping and thermal insulation systems. You can email your query to martin@a1firestop.co.uk or call during work hours 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high quality homes for the local people of Northumberland and whose values are transparency, trust and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours to 07985 203 094. And finally, if you're wanting to look sharp, Must Cuts down in Newbiggin, a top class barber, you can call them on 07519 07787. Always look your best when you get cut off Muzz. These carpets and beds, laying our reputation one recommendation at a time. You can find us at 63 Station Road in Ashington, Northumberland, just over the station bridge near the council offices. Email sales@melliesbedsandcarpets.co.uk or call 01670 632216. We're also on Facebook. The best quality around at the cheapest prices. JB Glazing and Joinery Limited from Ashington and Northumberland, with serving all the surrounding areas, covering all aspects of double glazing, warm roofs and joinery. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777, or you can find them on Trustpilot, where you'll find JB Glazing and Joinery with 5-star reviews. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Service, who specialise in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping and thermal insulation systems. You can email your query to martin@a1firestop.co.uk or call during work hours 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high quality homes for the local people of Northumberland and whose values are transparency, trust and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours to 07985 203 094. And finally, if you're wanting to look sharp, Must Cuts down in Newbiggin, a top class barber, you can call them on 07519 07787. Always look your best when you get cut off Muzz.
Hey, good time, Gary.
We're back.
We're back. Right, where were we?
I was looking for the heating. It pinched me red. Is it just not in?
If anybody's got anything that you want to tag, we'll give us a shoot and we'll get onto it in the comments. But let's get back to the results, Gary. Where were we up to?
We were up to the last game on the Saturday, which you were at. Nottingham Forest 2, Man United 1. I'll let you tag through this one because obviously you were there and the emotions will have been
Absolutely unbelievable. You know what was a good day? We had a good day out. But again, the 90 minutes just ruined the day because for me, like, even in the away end, I've never seen out like it. Like, there was an old guy in front of us and we equalised against the old man got pushed and I had to literally stand under him and keep him up. Like, they were going absolutely bonk. I get it, like, you know, like, get it in, you scored, blah, blah, blah. But these were jumping on top of each other and everything. It was up. You'd think we'd just won the Champions League final. We'd equalised against Nottingham Forest, who've, like, only beat the 2-0 season. Do you know what I mean? And then that's how they were going on. It was just, and it mirrored on the pitch and all. It was absolutely shocking. I mean, for me, as soon as I heard that Hoyland was out, I thought,
we're in trouble.
He's going to put Rashford up front and he's going to bring Anthony back in.
He's wasted up front.
I would have put Palestri on. If he was hell bent on putting Rashford up front, then I would have put I would have put Palestri on the wing. There's no way I'd bring Anthony back in. But I mean, I'll talk about it now, right? And this is all hearsay, right? But the reasonings I've heard that Manchester United are not playing the way they even did last season, let's say, or under Ollie in his peak, or the way that United should play. They're an attacking team that always have been, right? Apart from under Louis van Gaal. Is because he's been told to play these players. Like, they basically said, don't bring anybody else in for Anthony. Play Anthony, because if you bring somebody else in who's better than them, we've lost 85 million. Like, so the board are making the decisions for the manager, but then the manager, on the other hand, apparently he's linked. Again, this is hearsay. It's not. We're not saying it's true or it's false, but this is coming from good sources, like, who are near the club. Let's say, right, that Eric Ten Hag's son, Nigel Ten Hag, is with this agency SEG, and that's who Ten Hag's with. And hence why we ended up paying 85 million for Anthony, Onana, that Bayinda who's come in.
Hoyland had to go.
Hoyland had to go with that agency, otherwise he wasn't going to get signed. Rashford's brother failed the agent's test, so they had to have somebody come in to overlook the deal when he signed his new contract. And you guessed it was SEG. And whether he's taking knockbacks or whatever of these deals, but I don't know what's happening, but it's definitely up in the air. I mean, like, you've got young players there who have proved that they're good enough to play, yet he's still starting. Anthony, who's proved that he isn't good enough to play. Anthony doesn't get into any Premier League team, for me. Not even Nottingham Forest. They've got better wingers. Sheffield United, they've got better wingers. He's poor. He's poor of the highest standards. And, look, listen, I wanted a full takeover at United, right? But with Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming in, like, there's talks that Dan Ashworth could potentially be coming. Why he would want to leave Newcastle and, like, the setup that they've got is beyond me to come to Manchester United. But he must. I don't know. Because the rumours are strong, and if he comes to United, well,
because I'll say something on this is because if you look at it, it's like. You can to Man United, right? And the revenue that Man United pull commercially, there's only Real Madrid or maybe it's Barcelona that can actually compete with, like, them, like, on that stage. So if that club's ran the way that it should be ran, and, like, the money that's coming in is the money that's generated to go into transfers, into infrastructures, and back into the youth systems and stuff like that. That is probably one of the biggest jobs, like, on the planet. They'll look at that and they'll go, and now Newcastle's got all this money, but with financial fair play and all the other things that come along with it, they will not have anywhere near the amount of revenue and money that they would be able to do at Man United. So that's like to the top. Although at Man U, I'm not saying Man U's at the top because they're nowhere near the top. They're closer to the bottom than what they are the top. But for somebody, like, you imagine now, like, you're looking at Man United, right, where they are, where they've been for the last 10 years. If you were to go in there, pick them up and take them back to the top, is that not a bigger achievement than out else? I think it is, because we're miles away.
It is, but Dan Ashworth is, like, the opposite to that. He's more about recruiting players cheap. and bringing them on and selling them for more. He's not about buying them dear and like.
No, but he might be able to do that, but he'll just have a bit more play.
Because there's talks of. I honestly look. I've always been Ten Hag in, but if these rumours is right and he hasn't got United's best interest at heart, then he's out the door for me. Like because look, I love United, and I just want what's best for United. And if he's like, he's getting a wage and he's also doing that as well, then it's like it's shocking. And I want him out the door as quick as we possibly can. And there's talks that it's already been. If
Agreed.
Dan Ashworth comes, is that Graham Potter takes out United? What do you make of that?
If Potter's coming in as just a coach, and what is it looking like then about Jean-Claude Blanc's gonna be the director, and then below him you're gonna have Paul Mitchell. No, Dan Ashworth is going to sit below him. He's going to be the sporting director.
Yeah.
And then below him, is going to be Paul Mitchell, which is from Monaco. I think he's been at Spurs and Leipzig, if I'm right. And he's going to be like dealing with the transfer sort of stuff. And then if you've just got Potter as a coach, if you look at what he's done under them sort of people, at Brighton,
fantastic, wasn't it?
probably one of the best teams to watch, aren't they?
Definitely.
I mean, but who's at Brighton now? Because they're not doing too. Have you seen the kids that's coming through? Like, I didn't watch the game last night, but apparently there's some young ones on there and they were outstanding. Like,
I was flicking between that and the darts, but finished notes each, so I didn't really, there wasn't. But like you say, like when you watch Brighton, they're entertaining at least. You know what I mean? They want to play football, don't they?
It just goes to show you how far back Man United's went, because that's where we were getting from. Was Man U getting beat 2-1? It's just where you're begging like for someone like that just to come in, because it's like
definitely like everybody wanted a full sale, and is it a quick fix? But the Saudis coming in and having all the money, and
you know what? Now what it is, like if this is what's happening, right? Maybe they're looking at it differently and they're saying like, right, we're going to stop taking the money. We're going to generate. We're going to start putting it back into the club. We want someone to sort this side of it. Maybe they're sitting there thinking like, these are taking the piss with us. Like, they're taking all this money for that, and we're watching this. Maybe they want to do better, but they need help to do it. They've tried doing it the commercial way with the bankers and Woodward and Murdoch, and maybe they're sick of it. Because we've never been short, like when it's come to transfers, let's be honest.
No.
We haven't. It's the debt that everyone's in, the infrastructure that haven't been putting it back into there. But if you're looking at the transfers, and if this has been going on for a long time, maybe they're looking and going, he's not worth that. He's not worth that. Like, why is what money being spent on that? They're being done as well. Aren't they, as owners, because they're taking from them to do it, whereas they might have been able to recruit them players, say, with 200 million. It's not just affecting him, it's affecting the grunt, it's affecting the fans. So if you spend 200 million, like, instead of 400, and then put the other 200 million into the stadium...
Well,
you didn't have, but if they're spending it all up on this crap, then...
I just personally think it can't get any worse than it was.
It cannot.
Like, and 25% less hold they've got, like, could potentially turn out to be 50%, like within a year
Where
or
he
two.
gets the chance of...
He's not stupid, is he?
No,
I think he knew that they didn't want to sell. And the Glazers started off with 9% of Manchester United, can you remember? And you know how it all ended up, how the Glazers ended up owning Man United? Because who was that Irishman that Fergie was in with?
The
JP
McManus. JP
McManus.
Was it
Do
not
you know
the
that the
horses?
Glazers ended up owning Man United because Fergie fell out with him over a racehorse?
Aye.
He fell out with him, so he pulled out, they went on the stock, and they bought their 9%, and then it gradually, like...
And then once you get to so much...
69%, it's...
Aye.
Our racehorse. All of this because of a racehorse. Mental, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers. So, but look...
Got beat 2-1, couldn't grumble. Like I say, other than... I do think that he should have been sent off for them double challenge in the corner. It was lifting.
It was lifting, but at the end of the day, like I just said to Kai before, like if there's 90 minutes in the game, you should be beating Nottingham Forest.
You
And the other
should,
two didn't. But
What crap.
it was Man United were really, really bad, mate. Like I've never ever. Christian Eriksen is like, the resurrection. He's lost it. And now people say, but he had a good game. He's nowhere near quick enough, not just for Man United, but for the Premier League.
Aye.
He's lost it. And you can see that he's had a major event in his life. You can see it.
But I can never remember Christian Eriksen ever playing as like a deep holding player or as a number 8.
No.
He was always
An attacking
a
midfielder.
number 10. And he would be sitting in behind the striker. He's never ever played there.
But you cannot, because you've got
He's
Bruno
never ever.
dictating the whole.
Oh fucking
the
hell.
whole squad.
There we go.
He has.
Aye.
Like,
Honestly,
Bruno's first on that team sheet.
unbelievable.
No matter what.
It's unbelievable. Like
It really is.
shocking, but aye.
Look, if Potter comes in, if Ten Hag goes and Potter comes in with them above him, I think we've got to give him a chance. I mean, Margaret Wilcox doesn't agree. Like she says, I agree, but she doesn't want Potter. And she was
I just think
she was right about Mason Mount. Mason Mount came in for a hefty fee, and yes, he's got it in him, but
I think he'll be a good player for
I know,
us.
but it's not good. It's not good. I think he's going to be all right. He's missed most of the season, man, Gary. When he has played, he hasn't been influential. He's had a few good touches and a few good balls. Is that good enough for Manchester United?
But if you remember right, he was sat on that bench for about 5 or 6 games off the belt, even when he was
But
fit.
he had his chance. He got brought in.
You can't expect. I just think that
But he's Premier League.
Aye.
How can you not expect it? He's Premier League.
No, but he's coming in playing with new players, new team.
He's a professional footballer, getting 300 grand a week, man.
He's putting them.
He should be able to play with school kids, man.
But he's putting them out on the fucking right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put him through the middle, play him as a number 10. Or you'll not, because Bruno Fernandes. Fucking whoop-de-doo.
I would play the two then.
Yeah,
Didn't you? Play the two for me. You're Manchester United, man. You shouldn't be playing two central defensive midfielders. I said that with Fred McTominay, and everybody was going, I'll take Fred back tomorrow. No, man. That's not our way. I would rather lose 3-0 and have been attacking our game rather than like the way we are at the minute, 2-1 and playing
I
crap
just
football.
think if you invest in that sort of money in a player, you should be playing him.
Let's have a quick look at these. They need to go back to you get paid and how you play. Mark, honestly, I can't agree more with you, mate. Mark Atkinson, he's hit the nail on the head for me because I believe that if at the end of the game, right, you're given a rating from 1 to 10 of how you played, and that's the percentage of what you get of your wage. So if you get a 1 out of 10, you'll get 10%. If you get a 9 out of 10, you'll get 90% of
And
your
the
wage.
fans stayed at the end of the game.
Aye. Aye.
They should
In the majority,
sit there in
and
the
then that's what you get paid. You'll see a completely different game, but they're not like these are getting like between 80 to 300 grand a week, whether they're torn up or they haven't torn up, man. It's scandalous, honestly. And you know what it is? I'm going to change the subject for a quick second, right? I'm not into this normally, like when it's a black and white wolf. But if anybody seen it on Netflix, it's World War II, but they've changed it. They've put the colour in, right? So it's like watching World War II with colour, right? And I was watching that, I was thinking, they should be the heroes that everybody looks up to and praises their families and stuff like that. Now the families are there. Like, they're forgetting about completely, and everybody is like totally obsessed with these footballers who are getting 300 grand a week, and some of them aren't even turning up for work.
The idiots, man.
It's mental, man. Absolutely mental. Give that a watch anyway. Sorry for going off subject. Kai Simpson, who's been your favourite player to watch this season, and who's been the team you've been the most impressed with this season? Good question, Kai. Go on, Gary.
Most this season. Newest player to the league that I think's been mint, injured at the minute, but that Doku
for City.
He's been really good. I think guns both ways. Not like the one we've got. He's been really good. I think Ward-Prowse has been a mint signing for West Ham. Bones had a good start of the season. That Kudus at West Ham again, another mint signing. They're probably like me standards. I mean, and Rice went to Arsenal for 105 million. I just, he's a good player, but like he's getting the ball. Like we'll kind of get to that game in a minute. For me, he's just
Like
an
Jordan Henderson, isn't he?
he's just an overpaid player because he's English. Like he should have went for about 50 million. He'll win you the ball. He'll pass it that way. He'll pass it that way, and that's all he does. He'll break play up. Like it's not his fault that it was 105 million. I just didn't think he's worth it, and I just hope it doesn't like ruin his career because.
Yeah, I think it will. Like, but
it's just they were thinking like
he'll be the heart of their midfield for the next 10 years.
They were just thinking like, oh, we're gonna buy Declan Rice and they're gonna win the league because they were close last season. Like, no, that's not where your issues. You still need a striker.
Aye,
You still
and obviously it's a massive, massive problem for Arsenal, which we are going to come to, is Partey. You know, allegedly he's ill, but can you remember the rumours come out last year? And again, we don't know if this is true or not, but
Raped someone apparently,
accused him of rape.
Allegedly.
And now his international team have said that they don't want him there neither because of his illness, but I don't think it is. He has been a massive miss for Arsenal. He is a very, very, very good player, but I think there's something behind the rumours. But for me, mate, right, I'm going to answer your question. My favourite team this season's got to be Aston Villa because of what they've done. But my favourite player, and it has been for the last few seasons, is actually young, Silva for City. I hate saying it, but I just love him.
Who, Bernardo Silva?
Aye.
Oh,
He's just like, he never ever puts a foot wrong. He's like Peter Bielsa back in the day. You know, Bielsa, like, he reminds us so much of him. Like, he's got such a foot on him. And like, just for being so little. And I
never loses
like,
the ball.
People can't aim harder on you when you're little because they think, I'm having that.
They can't get it off him.
They can't get it off him. No. His strength must be unreal. His centre of gravity, it's just like, he's so good. And like, I think he's totally like, not underrated because he is rated, but you know, like said Kevin De Bruyne on that, they make a pass and it's all over the papers and stuff. Silva doesn't get that, but he does at least 5 a game, every game. He's unbelievable.
No, fair point.
Aye. They need to go back. I've just played that one. Would you currently have Mason Greenwood back, or do you think there would be still be a huge backlash following a move back to Man United?
I think if he's been allowed to play by the he's still a Man United player. Let's not forget that, right? He's been allowed to go to Spain to play football. If he's allowed to go to Spain to play football, bring him back to play football.
Mark Atkinson agrees with you. He says bring back Greenwood. I'm totally like the opposite. I've definitely not. Like, at the end of the day, that's your daughter, right? And everybody's seen the videos, and everybody's seen the
some of it. Some of it.
Still, that
you
was
didn't
enough
see
for me. Like, that was enough for me to say, like, I don't want him anywhere near the team because he's an absolute, like, he's an overpaid little prick. Right? He is.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not like laughing like in that, because if you've seen the rest of the video, then you might look and you might can. They're kinky fuckers, aren't they?
Aye, could be that.
It probably is that.
Nah.
Wait,
why would you release it?
But why would the father?
The dad's the root.
He backed them and he protected them.
Some people are like that in life. You know what I mean? They're all about the money, Gary. Like, he's looked at that and went, man, he's all right. It's just been a day off. You know, like, he's all right because he's making 150, 200 grand a week.
And
that daughter is nothing without Greenwood. That's the way he's looked at it for him to come up with that.
Because if that was the case, she could have sued him for more. I totally think that she would have been better off suing him. What's ended up happening is they've ended up having a kid together. They're engaged to be married, and I think
he's gonna go to Barcelona, hasn't he?
And then win a Ballon d'Or.
Aye.
That would be what look, wouldn't it?
Let him go. Let him go for me. Look, we've got Garnacho standing there, who's he's settled with a kid. Bring him on. Look, Mason Greenwood. It was
he's 17. He's knocking kids out. We look.
All right, Jack. Yeah, evening, lads. Who do you fancy on Saturday, the Mackhams or the Toon? I'm going the Mackhams, mate.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to expect the Sunderland to win because they're thinking, like when I spoke to Steve the day and he's gone, well, he took the frying pan. I just think Newcastle had too much for them.
Do you? In a derby?
Aye. Wait, aye. Like, you're saying it like I'm mad.
Yeah?
No, I mean, aye.
Sunderland's won the last 2 with a new manager.
Aye, fuck no. It's
Newcastle's
fucking
lost the last
championship,
7.
Aye.
They're going into the Dragon's Den, man. Oh, the Toon fans have got to be there at 8:45. The bus to get there for 9:30. That's 3 hours they've got sitting in the ground. They'll be mortal drunk by 12:30, but they'll not be able to see the match.
Right,
Sunderland
so
will
what
be
are you
coming in
saying?
nice and
You're
fresh.
going for...
Sunderland will win 2-1.
You're going for Sunderland. I can't say anything but Newcastle win, but...
Right, we'll see.
Well.
Arsenal are title pretenders, says Solomon Rage.
Nah, they're you, man.
Alright, we'll get to that in a minute. You are up to Kimmich. What's that?
Kimmich.
Kimmich.
Joshua Kimmich.
Who's he?
So, centre mid for Bayern Munich. The last thing we want is another 29-year-old that's going to be 30 come the summer running one midfield. That's
What's
how
Man United in for him?
Man U's linked with him, and so is Liverpool, apparently. I mean, mint player, but we've already got Casemiro, who's new, we've had for 2 seasons. Like, the last thing we need is another midfielder that's, like, coming to the end of his career for a payday. Like,
We need wingers who can give strikers service by another striker.
And midfielders that
Martial's
actually
gone.
like to be on the ball, that like to possess the football.
Minu's like that.
He is, it's just got no one to pass it to.
Aye. That's what lost with the game, you know.
I know.
Bringing Mino off and putting Scott McTominay on.
Million
Scott McTominay's
percent.
not a defensive midfielder. As soon as they brought him off,
Wait, the
what's
2
he called?
goals on the edge of the
Espirito.
box?
Aye. He just went right, just attacked them. They've got nothing hard in the midfield.
Right.
The defence was totally exploited, mate. And that's all they did the second half for us. It was just attack
Cross the
with
edge of the box?
constantly.
Aye.
And we didn't know where we were. We didn't know who was marking who.
Shocking.
Scott McTominay was marking Dallo.
Aye, for that
marking
second,
Dallo.
for the
And
second
there's a
goal.
man standing behind him free. I like Scott McTominay, and he wears his heart on his sleeve. But again, this is the level we've come to where I'm saying we like Scott McTominay. I said like
Should have been
he reminds me of
sold
Darren
last
Fletcher
week.
back in the day. And they
Should
were
have been
like,
sold 2 years ago. Darren Fletcher was way better than him. That's bad
No,
on
Darren Fletcher was way better than him in the end of his career, mate. Darren Fletcher at the beginning of his career at Man United
Still
was the
better than him.
poorest centre midfielder you've ever seen in your life.
Nah, he's
I
better
used to
than
see
him.
he was Fergie's love child. I didn't know how he was going to give him. Hiji, God bless his soul, he absolutely hated him. Honestly, he couldn't believe that he was a Man United player. Come the end of his career, he was pivotal. Can you remember when he wasn't available for the semi-final? It was a massive loss. That's what it come to in the end. But in the beginning, he reminds me of a young Darren Fletcher at United. But I still wouldn't sell him. Definitely not.
What, you wouldn't sell him?
Oh, you've upset Jeff, yeah. He says your next
Hopes
next
in it.
painting job's like double the price. I hope the school freeze to death for viewers. Oh, Jeff. Hey, lad. It's just football, man. Just football. Gary, I take him at Liverpool on a 3-year contract to replace Thiago. Sure, Kimmich is very versatile. Aye, but you're not sitting with a... oh, he is, aren't they?
What?
Thiago. He's an old man now, no, really, isn't he? He doesn't really
He
play,
hasn't.
doesn't get seen
I
or-
think they're on about him gone somewhere, were they not?
I don't know. He's gone to the gym, maybe. Tommy Brotherton, McTominay is absolutely horrendous, man. You see that, Tom? But if you rewind 6 weeks, like, he scored the 2
I
late
didn't,
goals
even,
later.
I didn't even say he was good then.
And
I
then
said he scored 2
he played
goals.
well.
Aye.
He did, he played well, you know, like, he's not
You're
the worst.
joking.
He's not the worst player in that
He
midfield.
come on in the 89th minute, and by the 93rd he'd scored 2 goals.
Aye.
He didn't play well, he just scored 2.
No, I says he's played well.
Oh, right.
He's played well. I still think City will win the league this season. Since
I
Tom
do.
Dixon. I hope you're wrong, but
Oh, I'd rather they did than
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Laugh for me. Well, I'll love that too. But you can't always get what you wish for. Talking to subscribe and hit the bell icon, and you'll get notified when we go live. Right, who's the next game, Gary?
Fulham 2, Arsenal 1. Didn't say that coming, did we, Barney?
Eh?
Fulham 2, Arsenal 1.
Didn't see that coming.
Oh, wait, aye.
What did
You
I put?
scruffed that.
What did I put? Oh, 2-1 Fulham. Of course I seen it coming.
Well, yeah.
I tell you, Arsenal they've been lucky all season. Have a look at the results. Click on Arsenal and look at all the results. 1-0, 2-1, scruffing it in the 80th and 90th minute. Honestly, mate, Arteta, it was his best chance last season to get out. You know, when he had the whole team playing. Why on earth, right? For
Well,
me,
they beat Fulham 3-0.
When?
Not long ago.
Have we looked at the rest of the results?
Yeah.
Right, 2-1, 1-0, aren't they? Yeah.
2-0. 2-0. They're on a poor form, Nick.
Yeah. You know why? Because he's caused unrest for no reason at all.
Who?
Arteta. Yes. Like, Jesus isn't firing on all cylinders. He
Didn't even play, he was on the bench.
He's took this Raya off, right? He's took this Raya on, sorry, and like totally upset Ramsdale and all of Ramsdale's mates were in that squad. Why would you do that? Was Ramsdale that bad that last season?
I thought he was decent. Me and
They
Ben,
finished second in the Premier League. They could have potentially won it.
me and Ben Irving won about that the other day. He was saying he hopes the Tungan for him, and I was like, definitely against. Because I'm sure did he not get into the England squad last year? And he played like a couple of games, and I thought he'd been doing mint.
It's not just that though, right? It's that, right?
Team morale, and like
Aye,
you're
it's team morale, but then
thinking,
you've got-
right, if I'm doing quite good, and he's just going to bring someone else in to take my place, like
could happen to anybody.
you just
You know what I mean? Like
the trust gan's done it.
the trust is gone, and you can see that. You know, like, and I think they've been really lucky lately. And it's proven, you know, like they got beat off Fulham there. Fulham with a much better team. It could have been 3 or 4-1 if you watched the game or not.
I did.
Just reading here, Roberts missed Sunderland's win over Preston. He's not available. May not be available for Saturday's game against Newcastle.
Is that the main game starting already?
Potentially.
Because he's our best player, isn't he?
Is he?
He's good at Patrick Roberts, who used to be at Man City and Celtic.
Is he a forward?
I think he plays off the right left foot.
I like
a
that.
good player.
What do you call him for Sunderland? Jack
Clark.
Yes.
Good play. He
I like
scored
him.
at the weekend. Mint goal.
I like him.
No, did he?
Sunderland's got a few
No.
good young'uns. That's what I mean. Like,
Pritchard,
you
I
know,
think,
like,
scored.
there's been quite a few tweets, and I'm worried. Newcastle are genuinely worried.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah,
I seen
he was,
a
like-
tweet today, NUFC Matters, and he's CC'd Newcastle into it saying, forget everything, get up, get the players to watch the previous derbies, this, that, and so on. Forget all this like player with popcorn. They put a tweet out somewhere in Newcastle with popcorn, and he said, forget all that. Just show the players what it means to win a derby. But they would have to get back, they had to get in touch with the Chronicle to try and remember the last time they won the derby.
We went through was Lascelles not one of the players?
Aye.
And obviously,
One.
he'll captain the team on Saturday, won't
Aye. Well, you would think so.
he?
Doesn't normally get a game though, does he? He's benched normally, Lascelles. Is it Shaw and
Botman.
Botman?
I bet he plays on.
I think he will.
Definitely.
Just because of their experience.
Aye, 1,000,000%.
Like I was saying there though, like I think that Sunderland actually have the edge going into this game because they've got the new manager syndrome. They've won the last few games. They're a load of young'uns. You've got unrest at Newcastle. You know, have you seen
The summer camp.
yeah, you heard about the hotel and stuff, and it's probably not true. You know what I mean? But it's probably a Macam that started that. But still, whether it's true or it isn't true, it's causing divide and it's getting people talking, and then like
the bickering
us into the dressing room.
there's bickering and stuff between the players, and there's something going on. I don't know what it is, but like there's unrest. Like for Trippier, like all of a sudden he's injured, and then all these has come. I don't know what's
had to
true.
come home from England. What for?
I don't know.
Why did Trippier had to come home from England? They said that he's been attempted robbery.
There's sure he's got the ring doorbell and half it's been robbed.
Yeah.
Other doorbells are available.
Jack Clark will murder Dan Burn. 100% agree with you. This is what I'm saying. I think they've got the edge. Sunderland's gone into the game on a high. Newcastle's
They've got
gone
no
in
to
a low.
lose.
They've got no to lose. They're on home territory. I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. Honestly.
I hope it is. I hope it's a good game.
It's a 12:45 kick-off, and it's live on 8TV, I think.
Lock your horses up.
Not having it says your turn. Cost us the 2 goals against Forest. Yeah, he did, mate, but like I said before to Kai, he was only on for a bit. Like, was it the second half he came on for?
At half
So we
time
had,
for Manu.
we had a full half to potentially score more goals than them, and it was an out each. We didn't create absolutely nothing. So it's not just Scott McTominay to blame. Like the losers of the team, you know, like for me, like they're just poor, and I think we're very, very lucky to be sitting in 8th because we've had a couple of like we win Villa, and then you think, oh, we're going to bounce on from this. And we
But
get a
it's-
little setback with Hoyland, and then everything goes out the window, and it's just back to square one.
But everything's like counter-attacking football. Why have we not been buying like midfielders that can actually like hold the football? Are you seen like them that's gone in at Liverpool? That's Szoboszlai, like unreal. Nah, just gets the ball and then just drives.
You did, don't you? You watch our teams and think,
How the hell? Like
how they make it look so easy, you know, like...
they've went in the summer. They've
Some of
bought
our
that
players.
Szoboszlai.
Aye.
I think he was 50-odd million, and then they've bought McAllister from Brighton, who's sitting on the bench watching him for 35.
World Cup winner.
And we've spent 85 million on Donkey.
Donkey. Pure
And you
donkey.
think, they've brought two excellent midfielders in, you're just thinking, like, honestly, I just didn't get it. We need like possession-based midfielders more than we need wingers. We've always had wingers. Like, I didn't get why we keep like just buying them and fullbacks. Like, anyways,
Look, we've got, I would say, a good 10, 15 minutes left. So let me go
Next
through these
game.
quickly. Mark Laidlaw, with all the stuff you say about Ten Hag, do you think there's more to the Sancho stuff? 100%, and I've been told today of another good source. I'm not trying to say what do you call it, but
mixed sauce. Is it mixed sauce?
that all the players think that Sancho is right and he shouldn't be apologising for the incident that happened. All the players think that he's right and he shouldn't be apologising, which is why
he hasn't.
He hasn't apologised, but he's making him apologise, and we're watching it here behind with that. Like potentially could be a loan to Bayern Munich, so they sell him
Why do you think? Why do you think it's a loan?
because the
They
new
wanna
owner,
bring him.
people are going to come in, and then he'll be brought back after the loan.
Right. So all I'm gonna say on the back of that is
Oh, Calvin Phillips.
we've watched Sancho several times. Like this is someone that blamed mental health and stuff, which totally supported.
Aye.
Definitely right. Ten Hag, right, put his arm around him, sent him away, training camp and everything for 3 months, full pay, brings him back. Have you seen a good performance in Sancho since then?
No, I can't say I have. I'm not going to lie.
So can you just blame the manager for this? I don't think you can.
No, I think that's definitely something happened, but like,
Or is he just not cuddled for the Premier League?
but Man City didn't think he was.
That's why he got
That's why he
sold,
got
wasn't
sent
it?
to Dortmund, aye. So I don't know. Like, if you play him with confidence, I don't know.
Or do you
does
have to
show
play him?
signs of like potentially? So does Martial. So in some games you watch Martial and
He's
he's
outstanding.
unreal, and you think, why can't he-
Unplayable.
as a player, as a professional, why would he not want to do that all the time?
I know.
I just didn't get it. Anyway, Stephen Sparrow, guys, she has a game, mate. The lasses had a class night at the game for your tickets.
All right, no bother,
There's another
Stephen.
game he didn't guarantee. Hope you had a good night, mate.
He didn't get either.
Who will be the big spenders in the January transfer window? I can't see anybody being the big spenders, really. I just think it'll be mainly loans or...
Aye.
Not really happens, does it, in January, Tom, if we're being honest. Kai Simpson, who's your ideal transfer this window? Not necessarily the one you want the most, but the one that makes sense to me for Liverpool's Kyle Walker-Peters to play right back and move TAA into midfield. But also, I'm sure Kyle Walker-Peters can play at both sides. Aye, I mean, look, you know, like if there's one criticism of Alexander-Arnold, it's his defending, isn't it? He seems to be getting better at it, though.
I was gonna
You know,
say,
watching
was
him lately, he's all right, but do you play somebody there because they're getting better at it? He's absolutely unbelievable. Did you see that shot?
I think
You see the volley from the side? Roberto Carlos doing it from the other side, his left foot.
I think he's better when they mix him between the two in the same game because he keeps up his position guessing. Like the other night, he was at right back, but then he would come like inside. Like there's loads of players doing it now, isn't there? We've talked about that.
That's what they did, didn't they? Play left foot.
The
on the right,
inverted,
right on the left.
like inverted.
But I personally agree with Kai and say like he needs to just have that free roll in between defence and midfield where he's floating across, picking the ball up, pinging it to the wingers, pinging it to the forwards. His precision is absolutely sublime. I've never seen anybody knock a ball like him.
David Beckham.
Beckham, aye, that's the closest
You know
get.
what it is though? You're only talking about someone kicking a ball 40 yards.
Aye.
It's not. We're making it out to be rocket science.
Aye.
All of these should be able to do it.
Aye,
It's like kicking
You're
a
right.
football. Like how man? Like let's not get it carried away with it. You know what I mean?
Trippier's been humping the dirty lady, says Jeff. Well, that's allegedly. 4-0, 2 win, says Mark Laidlaw. He's optimistic there. Why did Man United get rid of Elanga? He's a class player, Tom. Well, I'm saying he just didn't date forward in the end, but he's a lot better than what we've got.
He didn't get a chance really though, did he?
Didn't get a good run. Man United defenders are caught ball watching when the ball is out wide. They don't pick up players in the box, says Ray Dunn. 100% it happens time and time again, Ray, and that's where we're conceding our goals from. If we could score, mate, would be 2 or 3-0 up within the first 30 minutes of every single game that you watch this season with Man United. But that's where we're going wrong. We can't get the service to them. We can't put the ball in the back of the net. They're counter-attacking, and they can because of our defence. It's alright, but we'll get caught, don't we?
Aye, because you play with...
And the goals for and against will prove that.
You play with a left wing back, a right wing back, a left forward, a right forward, a striker, and 2 attacking midfielders. So half the time you're sitting with 7 or 8 players on the other end of the pitch, and then they didn't score, the other team breaks, and then they concede. I mean, we're 2-0 doing against Forest in 5 minutes at Old Trafford.
Aye.
What
you see it every game now, and you're thinking, like, if everybody can see it, how can these not?
Well, like, you can, but I've told you now, like, through the grapevine, he's trying to get himself sacked. Aye. You can see he is. He wants paid off him. It's got to be, man.
It's not what he thought it was, is it?
Nah, I think these is coming in. These have been coming in for a while, and he's just trying to get himself sacked. He's probably worth 25 million of them. That. How I come in sack us because they've got new board members and stuff. He knows they're coming in. He knows they're going to take control because he's got full control of transfers and that, which we've already said. They're going to come in. They're going to say, right, you're not in control of that anymore, and he's just going to go, all right, fair enough. I didn't want to be here then. Sack us. He's not going to walk away, is he?
Honestly, I hope it's wrong, like, I really do. Right, let me crack on because we've only got 5 minutes left, Gary. Before we end the show.
Right.
Darcy starting in 1930.
Was it? Right. Tottenham 3, Bournemouth 1.
What did you go for?
I went for 2-1 to Spurs. You went 2-1 Bournemouth. Not that.
Bournemouth's been playing well, though.
Neither have I.
Good result for Spurs, that, like, considering. But they've lost Young-Min Son now, haven't they?
Young-Min Son, aye. He's away.
He's gone.
He's gone.
They're having to rely on Richarlison.
Who scored?
Who scored, but
he scored again.
Erratic, isn't he?
Aye. Good win, anyways. That was on the Sunday. And then Monday, Liverpool 4, Newcastle 2.
Aye.
I mean,
I've already had my say on that, me personally. I think the 2 were unlucky not to.
I didn't think, though, like, I get what you're saying, like, on the basis of it. I mean, Isaac for that other goal, like, he was offside. We've all had it where we didn't think the line says, but it is what it is. Like, you cannot argue with it, can you? If that's where the line says it is. But like I said before, I thought Liverpool were outstanding. It was literally just wave after wave after wave. Every time Newcastle broke and they had got the ball, they've always got a spare man. They've always got a spare man. And you wouldn't have been surprised if they had scored 8 the other night, I don't think. Like, I thought the keeper made some really... I know there was a couple at him, but I thought he'd done that right. Like,
I took 4-1. I couldn't believe it when the Toon scored the second
well,
one.
you seen mine, didn't you?
Aye. 3-2 at the Toon, didn't you?
No.
You did?
Oh, on there?
Aye.
Oh, I thought you meant
bet?
me bet. I was the Nunes card of £5,800.
Yeah, the strip. And any other time, Nunes is getting booked, isn't he? It's as simple as that. Right, so... What else? What else you got?
So, last game was last night, and that was West Ham 0, Brighton 0. And this is the one that Murray wants to get to because this is the one that...
No, we'll get him.
No,
Can't get the board. Get the board.
So Murray pipped us. And
get the board. No,
then...
no, don't tell them, man. Get the board.
Shut up, man.
Listen, Tom, who do you think's going to win the darts tonight?
Humphries.
Humphries, I'm going for Littler.
Aye.
I'll double our squits here. We'll see who's winning, then we'll double our squits.
I hope that Luke Humphries
rights.
wins and Littler's bubbling on his mother's knee. Just to be the party pooper.
Can you see that or not? Or should we put it here? Yeah, stand it there.
Well,
because look, we've got this screen here as well.
I'll
make that bigger, look.
Go on then.
Right, toilet run then.
Can you make other stuff bigger than that, or just...
Nah, just that. Toilet run then for you, look.
Well, I thought we're dealing on that one.
There, man. Get it run you. You see? Yeah, we're gone. Right, so Gary, I'll do the writing and you do
I can do now from here.
Right. Luton Chelsea, what was the score?
Luton Chelsea was 3-2 to Chelsea.
3-2 was the score. 3-2. And you went 0 point for Genoa. 0-0. Palace and Brentford.
3-1 to Palace.
3-1 to Palace. 0-0. Shitty against Sheffield United.
2-0.
2-0.
City.
2-0. We both got the right result, so we'll get 1 point each. So I texted of 11-13. Oh, Aston Villa, Burnley. Let's see who
3-2.
has the crack. Let's see who has the football here. What?
3-2.
3-2 to
Villa.
Villa.
What did we have there?
Oh, you went 3-1, so you get a point for that. And I get 0 point. So that's 11-14.
Oh, there could be a...
Right. Wolves and Everton.
3-0 to Wolves.
3-0. 0 point. Forest United, we're all now that result. 2-1 to Forest. 0 point. 0 point. Spurs and Bournemouth.
3-1 to Spurs.
3-1. You get a point, and I get an out. Which takes it to 15-11.
Oh, aye.
Right. Liverpool v the Toon.
What about Arsenal?
No, Liverpool the Toon.
4-2 to Liverpool.
4-2. I nearly had 3 points for that. You get an out, and I get 1. So I'm clearing it back here. 12-15. Looks like it's Gary's like. Looks like that. West Ham, Brighton.
0-0.
0-0.
Melly, what did he get?
3s each. I got a
3s
point for
each.
that.
How,
Yeah,
like,
you went
how?
2-1 West Ham.
People in the comments. So I get a voice note off him last night, right?
0-0.
As soon as this game finished, right?
13, 15.
As soon as this
Down the
game
last game.
finished, now me football. And many you were 6 goals off. 6 goals off. And he's
I still knew it was going to be a draw.
give on. He had it done as a classic.
Last game, it's 13 points to me, 15 to you.
Melly went 2-1
Full
to
of
Fulham.
Arsenal.
2-1 to Fulham. You tit.
3-4, 0-4, 16, 15. The winner is, he has my autograph, Melly Barnes. Get in!
Aye.
Yeah.
Well done,
Will
Melvin.
you donate your money, please, to
Melly's.
the ones, the Wansbeck Food Bank.
Yes.
No, but you're not just donating. You've got to go to Asda and get shopping
Asda.
and drop them off. The Marks and Spencer's then. You've got to go to Asda, get your 20 quid's worth of shopping, and
Is that the one next to
the old police station. It is the old police station, aye.
Alright.
Drop it into there for us, please.
Right, neighbour.
Spot on. Just quickly, we'll go through these and then we're off, lads and lasses. Thanks very much, everybody, for tuning in and interacting with the show. We're very thankful. Kevin Hunter, Melly, do you think Man United are a bigger club than Sunderland? Is it true Old Trafford has a leaky roof? Why don't they get in the Glazers to fix it? Is Old Trafford falling down, mate? Yes. No, yes, and yes, Kevin. Tom, 2-1 to Bournemouth. Still think that wasn't a penalty, he says. See you later, boys, here, Gallon, hats off to you. He sponsors Dobie with A1 fire stopping.
Aye, spot on.
He never misses any of his games. You know, he travels, him and his wife travel the length of the country quite often to watch him and support him. So hats off to you, mate. You know, like that support, I'm sure Dobie is very appreciative of. Take care. And Jeff, Gary's wounded. He'll be double wounded because we're double squitting. I think the Sunderland's going to win. He thinks the Toon's going to win, aye? Double squitting.
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, go
I've
on
got
then.
the draw though.
Eh?
No, you've still got to get that. This is a different bet. You
But that doesn't. What, double escort what then?
So, if Sunderland win, I'll go and get 20 quid off. If they didn't, you go and get another 20 quid off.
All right.
But you're not getting none of it. I've got the draw. Got that.
So what I'll do is I'll wait till Saturday afternoon. I'll go and get 40 pounds off. Nah, I don't. No, I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No, it's got to be a winner. Do you think Jota dives, says Tom? 100,000,000%. Terry Haggard, all the best lads.
They reckon he had a Salah in his dream team.
Good night, boys, says Ray and your Tom. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We will be back. When we're back?
Be back. I don't know when we're back.
When's the next fixtures? This weekend?
Aye.
I'm going to Wigan on Monday night, so that would be Tuesday.
Right, next
No.
Tuesday.
Aye.
Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, I'm staying an hour. No.
On Monday, you're back Tuesday.
Tuesday, so we'll do Tuesday night.
Right?
Aye, we'll do Tuesday night. We'll be back on Tuesday night. Please do pop back, give it a like, share, subscribe on YouTube. Do it if you can, please. That'll help us very much. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks very much. I hope you all have a great 2024, and I hope
Santi's been good.
Santi's been good. He is all.
Aye.
Thanks very much, everybody.
See you
Cheers,
later.
Gary.
Cheers.